Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Career Launcher. My name is Naveen, and today we'll be looking at CAT 2025 DILR syllabus and the preparation strategy. But before we begin, I would like to inform you guys about the session that is supposed to happen on 1st of February at 7 p.m. The session is ACE CAT 2025, and this is exclusively for female aspirants. It will be taken by Ms. Sujata Shirsagar, who is I am Bangalore alumnus. Okay, the topics that are going to be discussed is about going to be gender diversity in B schools, how is MBA advantageous for girls, and she is going to share personalized tips and strategies regarding these. So this is going to be very helpful for students who are, looking for more weightage if you are a female, because gender diversity it plays a very crucial, very important role when it comes to CAT exam and for admission into colleges. Okay, so if you talk about the CAT 2024 notification and everything about it, so basically the exam notification it uh, came out in the month of July, somewhere at the end of July. Okay, the registration it started from 1st of August. Registration closed on 13th of September. Admit card release date was from first week until third week of November, and the test date was on 24th of November, and the result was declared in the month of December itself. So this was the tentative that they had displayed. Okay, the the pattern of the exam was that VARC had 24 questions, out of which 22 were MCQs and 2 were data. DILR had 22 questions, which is different from what we had until 2023, where we had only 20 questions. So last year, that is in 2024 CAT, we had 22 questions total in DILR, out of which 12 were MCQs and 10 were data. When it comes to QA, there were again 22 questions reduced from 24. It was 22 in 2023 as well. So in 2024, there were 22 questions. So the number of questions increase happened in the case of DILR. There were 14 MCQ questions and 8 TETA questions, such that overall we had 68 total number of questions, and we had 48 MCQs, and then we had a total of basically 20 TETA questions. So number of TETA questions, then it increased by 2 in DILR. Now, section wise, there was a time limit of 40 minutes. So 40 minutes for each section. So that adds up to 120 minutes, or which is nothing but 2 hours of paper. Marking scheme was 3 marks for every correct answer, -1 for every MCQ, 0 for every TETA question for every incorrect answer, 0 marks for not attempting any question. The entire exam was divided into 3 slots. So the morning session started at 8:30 until 10:30, the afternoon session from 12:30 to 2:30, and evening session from 4:30 to 6:30. So when it comes to CAT 2025, everything is going to be the same as 2024. Okay, and basically the notification is going to be somewhere around 30th of July 2025. The exam date is going to be 30th of November 2025. The result date is going to be around third week of December. So please take this with a grain of salt. These are all tentative dates as we have seen before. Now, when it comes to pattern of the exam, the pattern may stay the same as 2024 CAT, or it may change. So basically, the number of VARC questions, DILR and QA. So for QA, there will be 22. In DILR, we can go back to 20, or there will still be 22. And when it comes to VARC, we are going to have 24 questions. That is what is expected. Now, number of MCQs and TETA questions may vary. Okay, so the total number of questions are going to be 66 or 68. Okay, so there is not going to be much difference when it comes to the pattern of the exam, but yes, the level of difficulty may change. So what we have observed over the previous few years, let's say a decade, that every third or fourth year we have seen a paper which is difficult, more difficult than the previous 2 3 years. So the last time the paper was, I mean, the first time the paper was extremely difficult was the year 2018, and then we saw again in 2022, sorry, 2023, the paper was again very difficult. So basically, 5 years later, the paper turned out to be very difficult. So expectation is in that in 2025, CAT is not supposed to be difficult. It's going to be at the level of moderate. So keeping this in mind, you are supposed to practice and prepare for your CAT exam. Okay. Today we will be looking at how to prepare for DILR. So I'm going to give you a roadmap. I'm going to give you month or quarter wise breakup as to how you can prepare. Okay. So basically, if I start from February until October, that's 3 quarters. And in the month of November, what you're supposed to do. Okay. So from starting from February, so that's February, March, and April, 3 months that you have, which is close to 90 days. What you need to do is you need to start preparing DI and LR, and you're only supposed to do basics and concepts. Only the basics and concepts. Do not jump over to very difficult type of sets, very difficult papers. uh, do not try to solve previous year papers as of now. You should always try to solve previous year papers when you are confident and you have done, let's say, moderate level difficulty sets. Okay, so you need to understand what kind of sets you are supposed to do. So when it comes to DI, the breakup topic wise is going to be table based, and then you have got graphs. Now within graphs, you have got bar graph, you have got line graphs, you have got pie charts, you have got Presto, you have got area, you have got silk diagram, you have got three axis diagram, you have got candlestick, you have got sunburst, you have got multi-axis, and so on. So basically, you should be able to read the step of the set and understand what it is trying to imply, and then you should be able to solve it. Now, in order to have a very good grasp on DI, you should be very much comfortable. So the requirement in order to solve and understand all these graphs pretty easily is the topic arithmetic when it comes to your quant. So basically, you will be having a good run and you will be able to understand how to go about a particular problem, what are the shortcuts that can be used in a particular question or a set, if you are comfortable with arithmetic properly. So basically, by the end of April, you should be very good with arithmetic and you should be good with DI. It will automatically come into effect. You do not have to separately study some calculation approaches for DI. Okay. Now, when I talk about arithmetic, I'm talking about percentages, I'm talking about ratio, I'm talking about averages, and I'm talking about allegation. So you are supposed to solve, or you're supposed to understand all of this pretty well. Now, when it comes to further types of LR sets, you should be good with arrangement until here. You should be good with uh, combinations. You should be good with some basic uh, missing data and matrix. Okay. Now, what all types of, from where should you study these? So you should pick up the concept books. And when I'm saying concept books, I mean the funda book that CL provides. Okay, wherein you will find the concepts as well as sets with 20, 25, 30 questions related to a particular set that covers 100% everything that can be asked from such a particular representation. Okay, once that is done, then you can pick up topic tests. So you will find a topic test which will say DI, and in that DI you will find all the varieties of sets. When it comes to topic tests, you should always do level of difficulty 1 and 2 at most, not level of difficulty 3, not the difficult ones, not yet. Now, what will happen is when you're going to prepare for all of this, the mocks will begin. So the mocks are going to begin somewhere around the month of March. Okay. So while you will be writing mocks, you won't be able to do a lot of sets most probably. So your target is not to attempt as many sets, but right now your target is to solve or get 2 to 3 sets all right. Okay. So basically you have to figure out the 2 DI sets that will be there in the mocks if there are, and then solve those. Okay, that will give you a good confidence, and that will also help you understand how much more preparation is required when it comes to DI. I'm giving more stress on DI is because once you are done with DI, you do not have to study regularly in continuity. You can skip DI for 1 2 months and then you can continue with your LR. LR is vast. There is not enough limited number of limited types of questions, and the resources available, they are kind of infinite. So if you are thinking that you will be able to complete something called syllabus in the exam for the exam, that's never going to happen. You study for 3 years straight, syllabus will never get over. Okay, so as such, there is nothing called syllabus. It's all about what you have to do and how many sets you have to solve. So basically, your target in order to solve these sets or these types of sets, along with basics and concepts in these 3 months, should be around 120 to 150 sets. So basically, if you look at it, if you are studying, taking breaks, you are studying other things, then you should be able to solve 2 sets every day. That's like 8 to 10 questions every day. If you continue from here, you will gain confidence, and it will help you not get demotivated when you are solving a particular test or a particular mock. That will push you further to attempt more sets, study more, basically that. So this is something that people think that I will study in the last 2 or 3 months and I will be able to cover all the syllabus, all the varieties of questions, and that will be good enough. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen that way. You have to be consistent. This is a section which is very, very new to all of us. Okay. Now, what after the month of April? So, when we talk about the month of May, June, July, the next quarter, you should now pick up DI and do level of difficulty 3 sets. So, I'll write down 2 and 3. So, you should leave easy type of sets and now target difficult ones. Some of the sets, difficult ones, if you're trying to solve, you will take 20 minutes to 30 minutes, or maybe even half quarter to an hour to an hour when you're trying to solve such kind of sets for the first time. Okay. Now, when it comes to LR, you have to give a lot of emphasis now. In LR, the topics that you should cover should be set theory, games and tournaments, these two. These two are vast topics. They require a lot of reasoning. And in order to grasp and have the confidence, you should be solving, somewhere around, I would say, another 100 sets. And for this, I think 20 to 30 sets will be good enough. And when I say 100 sets, for set theory, go with 50 sets. And for games and tournaments, please go with another 50 sets. So if you count the total number of sets that we have done so far from the previous quarter and this quarter, you will realize that we are close to 300 sets, 250 to 300, right? Now 250 to 300, it's very good number of sets. But the students generally who start from scratch, who have never prepared LRDI in their life, for them 250 sets is something which will give them confidence, but not enough confidence to actually attempt a set for the first time when they come across such sets in the exam. So what happens is, basically, If I take up quants, let's say, and if I give you a word problem, you will be able to solve word problem with ease only when you have solved a similar word problem before. So you know how to proceed, you know where you can get stuck, you know an alternate approach, and so on. Same goes on with LRDI here. Now, maths you have been doing for the past 10 years, 8 years, 15 years, right? But when it comes to LRDI, we haven't done much, right? So, what you should do is you should solve as many varieties as possible. So, when it comes to set theory and Gimson tournament, within set theory, you have got 4 to 5 varieties, that's it. When it comes to Gimson tournament, you have got somewhere around 3 to 4 varieties only. But how much of information is given, how much of information is missing, that is going to change. And that is what is going to make a particular set easy, moderate, or difficult. Okay. So when it comes to set theory and games and tournament, you should target LODs 1 and 2. So basically easy and moderate level type of set theory and games and tournament questions. Do not target LOD 3 because most likely you have not solved sufficient number of sets. You will not be able to solve difficult ones. You will lose out on confidence. Okay. Along with this, there is one more important thing that when you will be solving such difficult sets, no, you will get bored. You would want to take a break. So when you're going to do that, make sure that you pick up puzzles, or as we call those sometimes as brain teasers, which are of different level of difficulty, very easy ones, some word plays, some really difficult ones, and solve those. When you will be solving puzzles and brain teasers, you will come across a lot of reasoning and logic that you will be able to relate, and it will help you have more confidence that you can attempt completely new concept, very new type of set. Okay. So when it comes to puzzles and brain teasers, where should you practice those now? For puzzles and brain teasers, please pick up Miss Led Shakuntala Devi's book. Okay. And then there is George Summers. These are the two books that you can pick up. And along with that, please go online and search for those puzzles and books. There are some board games as well that are available and that can be used. The logic can be used. For example, if I talk about checkers, or if I talk about Ludo or chess card games, right? So a lot of indoor games are asked. Okay, we have come across in cat chess best set. We have come across tower best set. We have come across something like not Mahayam, but it's more like chess, but different types of keys. So instead of queen and king and pawns, you have different shaped figures who work and act in the same way. Okay, so it's a very good way to actually have the grasp on new concepts. Now, why am I asking you to do puzzles in your second quarter of the year rather than the first quarter? For the first quarter, you need to gain confidence while solving questions. And if you're not able to understand the concept or the logic behind it, how to begin solving, you can look at the solutions and answers and then you learn. You learn by hit and trial, you learn by looking at the solutions. Fine. Now, once that is done, you will gain a bit of confidence as to you will be able to solve some difficult ones. Now, you will be able to solve some difficult ones. But what about new concepts? Just like in the first quarter, you came across something new and you did not know how to proceed. तो उसकी practice चाहिए. Now, in order to gain experience on new types of sets, new types of logic, that's wherein puzzles will come very handy. They are going to be extremely helpful. Now, where are we going to get these sets from? Again, we have our funda book where you have got different level of difficulty questions, and then again you have got topic tests. But basically, along with topic tests, now you can pick up sectional tests that Career Launcher provides. In the sectional tests, you will be getting 22 questions. 20 questions, and you will be given 40 minutes, wherein within this stipulated time, you will be able to track your progress. That within 40 minutes, how many questions are you able to solve? What is your score generally in 40 minutes? So that you can understand that how much more speed or accuracy is required. Normally in LRDI, either the accuracy is great because whatever you touch, whatever you attempt, they all are correct. Sometimes what happens is you attempt only two sets, and because of one silly mistake, maybe one entire set is wrong, or maybe two to three questions out of four questions are wrong. That makes the accuracy drop very drastically, very quickly. So any accuracy in LRDI, which is going to be 80% and above, is going to be great accuracy. Please do not expect 100% accuracy. Okay. So what happens is a lot of students come and say, sir, I am going to attempt, let's say, 16 questions out of 22 questions. Yeah, attempt to 16 hai. But how many of those are correct? That's important. So it's not about how many you are attempting. It's about how many of those are correct. So if you attempt only 12 questions and all of them are correct, that is much, much better than attempting 16 questions and making 13 correct or 14 or 11 correct. Your score will dip that way. Okay. So this is what you should be doing in your second quarter. When it comes to third quarter, you should pick up LR and do LOD3. Okay. Along with that, DI, just do the revision. Because now at this moment, you will be writing a lot of mocks. Mocks and mocks and mocks. Every week you are going to have one or two mocks. You will be doing a lot of sectional tests as well. Okay. So all of these are going to be there. And here you start solving previous year papers. Because now you do not have an excuse that you do not know how to solve a missing data set. You do not know how to solve a matrix based set. You do not know how to solve a Gibson tournament. So once you have practiced all, you have gone through almost all varieties. That's wherein you pick up your previous year papers. So that if you had written, let's say 2023 CAT, and if you look at LRDI, what would have been your score? So it will be a good indicator as to where you stand in the actual exam. Because if you are, solving previous year exam papers, the actual exam papers, that's the best way to evaluate yourself. Picking up sample papers or random mocks, it gives you an idea as to comparatively where you stand. That competition is required. Others should also write those mocks, right? But when you do previous year papers, even if you solve and let's say you get 45 marks in LRDI, you already know where you stand. At 45 marks, you are going to get a 99 percentile in LRDI, at least 99, right? So you don't need other people to also write the mocks so that you can evaluate where you stand. So that's where in previous year papers they become very important. Fine. So this is what you will be doing the entire quarter. Okay. These are the sources from where you will be picking up the questions, and what level of difficulty you have to do. That is also mentioned here. By this time, CAT releases its sample paper. That also gives you an idea as to what is going to be the level of difficulty. Okay. uh, Sample paper is moderate level, so expectation is around moderate or little above moderate. If the sample paper is easy, expect a moderate one. If the sample paper is more than moderate, then expect a very difficult paper. So the actual exam is along the lines of that. Okay. Also, when you are writing mocks, please select a mock that gives you varieties. For example, at Career Launcher, we do not stick to what the previous year mock pattern was. We change it. For example, in CAT 2024, there was a candlestick based. So not 2024, 2023, there was a candlestick based DI set. In 2023, we had given candlestick. Okay. So we give you varieties of sets, varieties of representations, varieties of DI, which may or may not have previously come in CAT. We also give you different number of questions. Why different number of questions? Because we are not sure that CAT 2025 is going to contain 22 questions just like 2024. Or is it going to be 20? Or is it going to increase and become 24? Nobody knows that. There was a time when CAT DILR used to have 32 questions and the section used to be of 1 hour, right? And I'm talking about online only. So the paper pattern has changed. So that's why you need to practice on all varieties. That's where in CL mock test series, they are very, very helpful. Okay, what to do in the month of November? In the month of November, you will be writing down mocks, mocks, and mocks. Only mocks. Now, question asked is how many mocks are good? For some students, 12 to 15 mocks do wonders. Why? Either they have already prepared in the previous year or they have written previous year CAT, not necessarily 2024, maybe way back in 22 or 23. So they know the nuances of a mock, they know the nuances of a particular section. They just need to revise and see where they stand. If you are a student who is a completely newbie, you have no idea what are the types of sets given, what is the level of difficulty given, what varieties come, then you may need a lot of sets. In those cases, 25 to 30 mocks are required. Mocks to be a 95 percentile plus. I will not say 99, 95 percentile. So these many mocks are required. So if you are a starter or if you are a repeater. So minimum these many mocks are going to be required. And I'm talking about apart from sectional topic tests, funda book questions, class sheets. Okay. Now, the mocks that you are going to buy or the mocks that you are going to purchase, the mock should be of two types. One that is local and another that is national level. So basically, for example, at CL, we give 30 plus or at least 30 mocks. Out of those 30, at least 30 mocks, 5 or more mocks are national level, as in anybody can attempt it. While the remaining are local ones, wherein only career launcher students they attempt it. So when you're going to write down the local mock, so you would know, within career launcher, what are the students scoring, what is your rank, where do you stand? And when you write national mocks, obviously the number of aspirants or the number of attempts, it becomes threefold, fourfold. In that, it gives you a very good idea where you stand pan India level, because actual exam is pan India level, right? So it helps you there a lot. Uh, so that's what you need to do. One more thing. You need to have a mentor, okay, who can solve doubts, gives you shortcuts, and explain you difficult concepts in plain words. Very important. Because if I look at games and tournament, what you will see is, so basically in games and tournament, what you will see is the concepts are sometimes difficult ones. So in a round robin scenario, which is also known as league stage matches, the logic used is something that reading it conceptually, reading the theory part, it's sometimes not enough to to do the assessment, which can happen in the future in a set or in that particular set. Okay, so it's like the final result is known and you need to predict what happened, or midway during a particular tournament something has happened and that information is given to you, you need to predict what can happen. Now that is something theoretically it becomes difficult. So somebody who is a mentor will be able to help you understand all of that pretty easily. So it's like 10 hours of studying instead of that 1 hour of simply listening. So mentors are very helpful. So if you can join a classroom program, or you can join any program where you have access to a teacher. So not necessarily a classroom program, but something wherein you will have a mentor who can assist you. Okay, it's very important. So it makes the concepts of LRDI look easy and simplified. So I believe each one of you will follow this through. This entire duration of 10 months broken down into 3 quarters, and then the last one where you do not do any concepts. Please do not do any concepts in the month of November. Write as many mocks as you can. Okay, make sure that you keep on increasing your accuracy, then increase your speed, again increase your accuracy, increase your speed, and this should continue. Well, people who have missed it, so on 1st of February at 7 p.m, Miss Sujata Shirsagar is going to discuss about how a woman can ace CAT 2025 and get into a B school relatively easier, because gender diversity is now been included in almost all the B schools, especially the IIMs. So it becomes very advantageous for girls. She's going to share with you personalized tips and strategies. Okay. In case if you have any question, feel free to ask in the comment section below. Okay, I'll respond to it. And thank you. Please feel free to share it with your friends. Please like this video and make sure that you subscribe to this channel and press that bell notification icon, so that whenever a new session is going to be live, you're notified of it, and you can attend those sessions live and get your doubts cleared. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you again very soon with another session. Take care.